Good afternoon, YouTubers, and I'm in the process of making this video because I think that there's something important that I have to tell you about inverters. If you are in the renewable energy business, particularly for those small projects that you might have, like for emergency power. I used to have this guy. It's an APC 6048D, so for 48 volts. I bought this 2019 from Maximo Solar here in Puerto Rico, and the unit worked perfect for the last 3 years, providing power 24 hours, no question asked. But the last few weeks, I'm having a problem where is the when the cooling fan start, the AC stop for a few milliseconds, and that's bad. And that's an issue because obviously the refrigerator stop or anything connected see the power going down and it stop working and then all of a suddenly it start to work again. So that's a problem. Whatever it is, I need to take this guy out of service for the warranty to kick in and they fix my unit and it's going to be back in service. But in the meantime, what I gonna have, I thought to buy one of those small units, 3,000 watt unit that they don't use transformer under that sense. This is heavy. This is heavy stuff. It's a lot of copper here on those large transformer. So I'm gonna buy one of those small, very lightweight unit. And I believe that they are Chinese type. So I'm gonna change from this big one. It's a 6,000 watt unit because this needs to be fixed with a small one. And the one that I pick, let me show you. So eventually, I ordered this one. It's a 3,500 watt pure sine wave power for 48 volts. It's my unit with an output of 120. This is precisely what I bought, and you can read a lot about it, and you know, and but the more you read this stuff, you want to be careful of what is there, um, and you will see in a second because I'm gonna go through it. I finally got my unit, and let's see what happened with it. But I bought this. This is cheap. Well, I don't know, relatively cheap, uh, about $305 plus shipping and so forth. So um, let me do a quick review of what I found on this unit as I receive it and on what you need to be worried about. All right. Again, this is for a replacement of a large unit that I had that is having some problem. My APC 6048 is having problem. It need to be services, so I need a small inverter that is not that expensive, but get the job done. So I decided on this one, and let me show you the results. All right, here's the inverter that I bought, and so it's a Krxny, and it is certified 3,500 pure sine wave, 3,500 watts. This is the way you see. You don't want to see the instruction. I opened the instruction and here's the outlet, USA style, which is good for me. And one thing that I quickly went through, ground, and with that symbol there, it seems like the ground, the box is ground, but I don't know about that. The question is whether this guy, this ground, is ground with the box, and normally the small one is the hot and this is neutral. That's how it goes in the US. And there's another plug here, and we'll see how this will work. let's do a check here. Let's find out what this ground is doing. It's always always a concern with these Chinese equipment. They're cheap, but I don't know. Always they're kind of messed up with the ground. We'll see. Let me put my camera so that I can use both hands on doing this check. Alright, so here we are. I have my test meter in. See? Yeah, I hope you hear it. It's continuity mode. What we're going to check is whether the ground within the box is connected to the plug ground. Let's see if I can put this somewhere here. I can hear it. Now, let's touch 2 bolts here. Yep. 2 bolts within the box are grounded. Yeah, this is grounded. I mean, the box, there's a continuity within the box, and that's okay. That would be bad if I touch here, I don't hear anything. That would be really bad. But what I'm really concerned is about this guy. Let me take a look here to that guy to see where the internal reflector located. I don't see metal up here. I see metal up here. You can see metal, and I'm touching metal right now, so let's touch the box. Ooh, you see? Another one with this damn thing. Ground. Ground is not anywhere. I don't like this. That was my suspicion. I checked the instruction. There's no way they're not cutting from ground anywhere in the Chinese instruction. I can check that again with you in a second, but I'm touching metal here, and no ground. This is not good. How about the other ground? Let's see. You can hear it. They're nice. Now let's touch this metal here, and let's touch this metal here. This is worse than what I thought. The two are not connected to any, not even between them are connected. This is weird. How about this one? This is hot. That should be connected, maybe. I don't know whether this is 2 plugs connected from the same place. Nope, I don't hear anything. How about here? Well, I wasn't expecting this to happen. There's something weird here. If this is a small, yeah, this small plug should be hot. Now, why? Why is connected to this one, which is the large one, which is neutral on this side? Maybe somebody need to explain me this again, because I'm not sure what's going on. Why the small one, which is the hot, on one side of the plug is connected to this side, to the neutral? Bad stuff. Very bad stuff. Should be ringing with this one, but it's not ringing with that one. How about if I move? You see, oh my goodness. When I power this up, I need to check where the use is coming from. But one of the two are run, so they should be together. This guy and this guy should ring because they are connected from the same source, and the large one, and then which is the neutral in US, should ring together, and they are not. Like for example, something is inverted. Let me so you know what I'm talking about. Let me get my camera out of here so you can get a deep look at what I'm saying. See? Let me see if I can do with one hand, get this right. For example, what I was saying is this is neutral in US and so Puerto Rico as well. And the other one, which is the large one, is also neutral, but they are not connected together. What they are connected is with this guy. You can hear it now. This is dangerous stuff. If you have a polarized equipment, it's gonna blow up. Something's not good. So we need to find out which of the two plugs are wrong. And damn, what a poor job. I'm afraid to put power on it, but I have to. I will put power on it and we'll see what happens. But I need to check what's going on with these guys. One of them is totally wrong. Again, US style, this is neutral, this is hot. So I'm gonna send, I hope this video is seen by whoever put this together, never to screw up again with this. The other thing is, I don't know what the hell these are connected to. They are floating, not connected to nothing. That's bad, because if you plug equipment here, let's say that this is right and this is the one that is wrong. You connect an equipment here, this ground that is coming from your equipment is not connected to anything. If by any reason this cable start to, touching the metal somewhere, and you touch the metal, you are the ground now. And wow, two bad things in a row. And I think this is bad. So we have to check this out. I have to open this guy and find out what's going on inside. But before that, I want to see which one is hot, because either I use only one plug and seal the other, so nobody put some tape on it or really cut the cable inside or resolder the cable. I don't want to do that. It's a brand new equipment, and well, could be brand new, but it's the design it has a flaws, then it's the bad stuff. But in the meantime, I can use it the way it is if I take some precaution. But I really hate this, starting to hate this equipment already, and I haven't used it at all with this ground issue. This is bad stuff. Should I put power? Somehow my wire part of me say, yeah, let's put some power on it. If it's gonna fire up, it's gonna fire up no matter what. And you are the one, you are the lucky customer. Alright, so I'm in the process of connecting it, and let's see what happens. Connect the positive. See, the breaker is still in the off state. I don't want to put juice into it yet. It's off. I don't like spark when I connect the things. I hate spark. So the ground is connected. Let's put this so it looks good. Do. Now let's bring the front so we see quickly. This is the first time I fire this. Let's see what will be the result when I turn it on. It's kind of nice to have a breaker just in case something really weird happen. and I'm about to turn it on. But before I turn it on, let's get my camera right where I want it, just to so that we know for sure what will happen. Yeah, I think I'm about to run out of memory on mine. Let's see, let's fire once. Whatever happens will happen. Turn it on. Seems like shorting out. I don't know whether my breaker is shutting this off. That's weird. Well, let's wait for 1 second and let's figure it out. Let's see what's going on. Alright, so we are ready to test. Now, I have to eliminate the breaker because the inrush current was high and it was tripping. You know, every time I try with it, I hate spark, so I don't have a breaker more powerful to deal with this. So in the meantime, what I did was get rid of the breaker that was here, connect these two cables together. So that's in the positive cable. Now go directly here. Let me get this out for 1 second so you see. I kind of tested right at that corner just to charge the capacitor. You can see that it was kind of a spark right there at that piece of corner. When the spark was over, I finally connected, no problem there. So I hate spark. Never test within the bolt. You destroy the bolt or leave something there that will make the nut get into it very difficult. So test somewhere that if it's something kind of a get melted, there's no big deal. But again, that's how I did it. When you don't have something to reduce the amount of current going through. So let me put back again this piece here, and so we should be ready now to turn it on, and let's see what happens. Everything else is great. So as I was saying, let's see if now we can measure what's going on with these outputs. They're kind of weird. They're not what I was expecting to start with. So let's turn it on. Now it's working perfect. The AC voltage rising up to 120, basically 119.9. And the battery looking good. It's not changing. That's watts. That's my battery pack, 51.5. Back again. Let's see, it says something here that if you press it for 5 seconds, then it will turn on itself. You know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here we go. So now it should rotate through everything. Yeah, that's the battery package voltage, and now it goes to volts, and now it goes to watts. I'm gonna test. I connect something here already with that type that only need, you know, neutral and hot, and a grinder, yeah, sort of like a grinder, a Dremel. That's what I'm gonna connect, which is this one pulse requires a lot of power, about 500 watts. Let's see. 120 volts, 7.5 amps. Yep, probably in the neighborhood of 600 or so watts, and we'll see. I don't have the disc on it, but it doesn't matter. I'm not cutting anything, but I just want to test this guy, and let's see what happened. Again, I haven't charged my battery pack. I'm only testing this out because I'm afraid that there's something weird with the ground on this equipment, this inverter. So what I'm gonna do now is, let me check something. I think this is one of those inverters that to work, they split the voltage between the two, between the neutral and the hot. So you got 60 here and 60 here for the 120, and that's not what I like to see, but I think this is one of those inverters that work like that. I hate when they don't advertise that part on the label for this piece of equipment, that they have this kind of split 120 volts. It's like sort of like the 120 when you split it for 240, but this is at the lower level. It's 60 and 60, and but what happened with the ground, that stayed. Let me get my camera in a tripod so we can check now that it's on. So now that it's on, and let's figure it out what's happening with the ground. I mean, the ground's not. Let's see if there's any connection between these two guys. The meter is still in millivolt. Nothing's really happening there. Let's put on the AC part. There we go. 125. No voltage versus the ground. Totally floating. 126. 17. I can see from the neutral to the middle of the box, I see 60 volts. Right? Let's see on this one. This one I don't see. I only see 17 volts AC here. Well, I think that I have to take this lid off to see what's going on with the ground inside, where they are connected to somewhere, but it looked to me that they are not connected to anything, and I have somehow a split phase here, which is also weird. Not the regular stuff that we are used to in the USA. If I want to use these with the ground protection, I have to figure it out what's going on with this, and if this cannot be connected to anything, then I have to, you know, do some trick here that this go to some ground, to house ground or anywhere, any ground. I have a special ground for inverters. I use them isolated from anything, so I have a ground that I can hook this guy into it, but not from here. So in other words, from here I will get the regular neutral, whatever is neutral here, which would be this one, and the hot, but then I will cut off the ground cable and go through my ground, so any short circuit will go through ground, and so that's how we're gonna plan to do this, because otherwise this is bad stuff. I don't like it. We gotta improve this. Definitely we need to improve this. Let's shut it off and gonna shut it off. We're gonna open this and find out what's going on with the ground. Alright, so I took the lid off. Let me pull from here. So I'm totally baffled here what I'm seeing. The ground, which when I tested, I realized I was not connected to anything because it was not continuity in anything, is because it's not connected at all. It is there, but it's not connected. I can see red wire and the black wire, if it means what it means, because I don't know. You can tell that the ground is not connected to anything. And let me see if I can get something here. Since I already powered this, I don't want to get anything that might get electricity, might short circuit anything. So let's see, watching here, this is, let's see if I can get my pen right there. That is ground, and that has something that you can connect a cable there and get some type of ground. You can certainly do that and connect both of them, because as you can see here, there's no cable here connected at all. So no wonder there was no ground at all. Now on the other hand, why they did what they did on the here, you can see a white cable getting here and a black cable getting there. If I look the plot on the other side, let's see. That's a small one. That's a small one. Now let's see. This one, hard to look through the camera. This one is what in US would be neutral, and this will be the hot. So looking through the back again to that plot, I can see that red wire getting into the large one. I don't know. Mine means that this is kind of a backward. You know, there's something weird here happening. Which at this point I really don't care, because you get the 120 from the split. However, in other words, it would be bad is, let's say for example, these you get 120 from here and 0 from here. So that would be bad, because that would be totally backward from US regular electrical connection. This should be neutral and this will be the hot one. But on this inverter, I don't know what they are. I measured it, at least I tried to measure one, and what I measured was that it's about 60 volts from here, but the other phase, I mean this other plug was hard to really get it. I just read 17 volts, so but definitely I'm totally surprised to see that the ground is totally floating, no connection whatsoever. So whatever you connect here on the ground side, it's not going to work at all. It's not going to protect you at all. So there's no ground, period, end of it, no ground. If your equipment is sensitive to what is hot and what is neutral, I don't know, that might be a problem as well. Some electronic are sensitive to that, so you want to be careful what you plug into this unit. You can see a red cable here as well. The red cable to what leg is connected there. Let me go to the other side. To the small one. And how about here on the other side? To the large one. So one of them is put together poorly, so I don't know. It's bad. It's bad. I'm gonna test it, see how much I can get out of it. But guys, be careful, because this is not good. I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna get the ground without messing with the unit, because I don't want to mess with the unit at all. I'm gonna put it back, put that lid where it's supposed to, and test it. And let's see what happens. Hello folks, so I finally installed the Krxny unit with all these problems, and right now it's not pulling much watts. It's about 130 watts. It's pulling something that is connected there. It's a refrigerator, and so a couple of things. As I said, I have to install this ground for the box, and now here's that looks like a little mess there. Basically, the ground that is coming, this ground here, that is coming from this part here, since there's no ground here inside, disconnected from here, so the ground is going into the plug. Whatever I got connected there, it has a ground, but that ground is bypassed because there's no ground within the unit. So that ground is coming from this green cable that is connected to an earth ground, providing ground to the box and to the equipment. So that's basically what I did. This is also, there's a donus here. This ring is for capturing the amps, so I can measure watts and also do the kilowatt hour or AC part. Now, as you can see, it's 130 watts. If I go directly to the unit where I'm measuring that, it's right there. Say about 129, 100, basically the same number. That's good. And I can take a look now at the watt being consumed by the inverter, 150 watt. So you can get very nicely the efficiency. So you divide 130, you divide 130 basically by, oops, I did 154, oh sorry for that, about 155, and you get the efficiency multiplied by 100, maybe around 87%, which is not bad. I have these two fans installed there within a two lead box, and I don't know, I keep it just to keep this as cold as possible, but it's not even warm. I mean, it doesn't get even warm. I have been using this for one day full, 24 hours already, and it's doing great. The only thing that I was concerned with is how they installed the ground. People might think that this ground is connected to somewhere, but it's not. It's totally floating, so it's weird how they put this together. So it's floating. People, you need to write that down. If you buy one of these units, that ground is floating and you have to do something with it. Otherwise you will be the ground, and you don't want to be the ground of nobody, right? So, and when we are talking about electricity, not even close. So be careful with that. So, but so far, well, the second issue is that you have here, it's not the regular USA 120 volt here and neutral here. Nope, it would not work like that. It's weird. 60 volt here and somehow 60 volt down here for the 120. So there's a split voltage here issue that is not the same as what we are used to. So I guess that those are the two main concerns with this unit. I tested it yesterday with I don't know, it was about 500 Dremel unit, and it worked perfect. It never got hot. The unit never got hot. I mean, I'm way below what the spec for this unit. This is 3500 watts unit, so it should be okay. I don't see a big deal. I can switch here right now. 55.5 battery voltage. These are lithium iron phosphate. They are full. It's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So here they are full. 122.7 the AC. Always like to leave it here in watts. Although I can press this for 5 seconds and it will switch among all the numbers, but I'd rather leave it there in watts. And so that's basically it. And I have this guy here. That's the one that I'm using for cutting off my inverter. So when I install it to avoid sparks, that's what I use. Excellent. And so more than enough. I'm using basically 2 cables from this for the positive, although I never expect to run this sucker with more than 30 amps at the most. And this is the other guy for the ground. I mean, sorry, not for the ground, sorry, for the negative. So that would do. That's kind of a summary of where we are with my new inverter unit.